This is Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life on a Monday morning. Yes, a beautiful Monday morning. It's that time on the Smooth Breakfast to get into the world of business. This is Business Express. My name is Ayokunmi. And this morning we're going to be talking about tax. Yes, tax is something that has been in the news lately. And of course, another dimension to it because the government has introduced 5% excise tax on telecom, gaming, and betting services as well. Something that I'm pretty sure a lot of Nigerian youth are not going to be too happy about. But anyways, we need to have this conversation. I mean, telecoms in there, we all use our phones every single day, and we know that this is a very vital part of our day-to-day activities. You can't not have conversations over the phone for work, for pleasure, for business, whatever it is that you do. Telecoms is also a big part of what we do. Joining me this morning to talk about this and of course give us a bit of understanding about what is going on and what that actually means is Daisy Erharhire. She's the POS and business banking team lead at Raven Bank. Very good morning to you, Daisy. Great to have you on once again.
Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Lagos. Great to be here.
All right, absolutely fantastic. Okay, now talking about this particular issue, this 5% excise tax on telecoms, on gaming, and betting services as well. First of all, what exactly does this mean? What is this excise tax?
Okay, so basically it's just another form of tax that's actually placed on it's supposed to be goods services that are manufactured within a country, right? But
Okay.
of course, you know that there's some betting and gaming industry that are not founded in Nigeria. So
Mm,
basically it's just another form of tax actually that the government impose on certain goods and services within the country.
okay, simply put. But I mean, one of the biggest elephants in the room is how exactly is this going to affect telecom service cost for Nigerians? Because we all know how things are in telecoms industries. We use different service providers. And in the last couple of months or in the last year, telecoms
Mm.
industry has been mulling over, oh, we need to increase rates because of the economic situation. We're also going through it and so on and so forth. That has been on the cards. Now, looking at this, what does this mean for service costs for Nigerians, where telecoms is concerned, at least?
Okay, let me start with this, and I stand to be corrected. But so sometimes it feels like, there's somebody in the government, amongst the government panel that just looks out for an industry that maybe they've not been looking into all this while and realize that, oh, this industry, they're making some good amount of money. So let's go there and put some kind of embargo, some kind of fee in the name of we want to expand the country's revenue, which I don't think is fair, right? If we're being sincere, I think in the last couple of months, if you've observed, I don't know how you, for instance, let's look at your data consumption. I don't know if
Mm,
you have like a fixed data plan that you work with, but I do. And in the last couple of months, that data plan does not last me up to 2 days anymore. Initially, I could use it for like 2, 3 days before I resubscribe. So I know I resubscribe like maybe twice every week or at most three
okay.
times. But I'm not exaggerating when I say the worst case scenario is maybe a day and a half before I resubscribe, right? Now,
Mm,
and of course, like you said, these guys have been screaming that, oh, they need to increase their rate because of the rate at which exchange rate is also affecting them, right? Now, with the government coming up to impose this 5% excess duty fee on these industries, obviously, it's definitely going to affect our data rates, our airtime rates, right? Because there's already conversation of we need to increase it, right?
mm,
Then I'll put a fee
right.
on it. I imagine what the cost of getting airtime would be like now. And of course, in the long run, this is going to affect a whole lot of things, operations for a lot of people, and of course, low earners as well. So yeah, it will affect the telecom service for us, and it's not feeling nice already. Like, I mean, right now it's not feeling nice at the rate we have to spend for data. For us, I have to use data all the time, right? It's not good. So yeah, it's definitely going to affect us and in the long run, of course, also affect the telecom industry. So
Mm. A lot of people out there, I mean, looking at people right now who have to work in the hybrid format. You, for example, you need to work from home a
Yeah.
number of days in a week. So you need to provide your own data. That is going to put a strain on the pockets of a lot of people out there. I'm just lucky that I have Wi-Fi to fall back on, coming to the office, there's
But,
Wi-Fi here. Get back
but,
home, there's Wi-Fi as well. So
but don't you buy those services? You pay
oh
for
I
it, right?
oh yes, I do, but at least on a monthly basis. But
Eh,
I mean,
Well,
not everybody would actually be, should I say, privy to that sort of arrangement. A lot of people depend on their data services, on their phones and everything. So I'm not discounting the experiences of other people. I just, was responding to what you said about buying your own data every 2 days. Not the most ideal situation. If you're listening to us right now, you can share your thoughts on WhatsApp on 0809 444 0981. We're also streaming on YouTube. You can catch us at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Okay, Daisy. So we've talked about the telecoms industry. Now let's talk about the bustling gaming and betting services in Nigeria. I mean, there are probably about 1,000,001 at this point in time, one or another springing up every
mm,
single day. And there are so many users. There's so many Nigerians who play in the gaming and betting industry. I remember when I had Ola Dili on a few weeks ago, we talked about this as well. Number of Nigeria, about 60 million Nigerians, who are into the betting and gaming side of things.
mm,
In a nutshell, this 5% excise tax in that industry, what does it mean for the millions and millions of users?
mm. I remember when we were much younger, they made us feel like, betting, for instance, even lottery, that's your Baba everyone likes.
Mm.
You there's some kind of illegal, activity, right? So you're not allowed to venture into it or even think of it as a means to earn anyway, right?
Mm.
But since it's been existing, of course, out of the millions of people that bet every day that participate in this gaming lottery activity, a reasonable portion of amount have obviously earned from it, right?
Right.
And as much as you lose your money, it's interesting how you find a lot of Nigerians as little as 100 naira every day, they are at the lottery stand, trying to, place their bet on one thing or the other. Of course,
Mm.
there's the game industry as well, which in some cases you can earn that online, right, based on the kind of gaming company or activity you're engaging in. But let's look at the regular, betting services and the rest. Obviously, uh, for every young, Nigerian, and when I say young Nigerian, I'm referring to the low income earners, the ones that believe, okay, my 100 naira can do something, can miraculously give me 50K if this game,
Or a million, depending on your level
again,
of.
there was a long time when a particular person was trending. I think he had invested a very little amount of money, and he came out, he was cashing out real big, like in the millions. So imagine a lot of people that is their major source of income, or that is one way of they generate income, right?
Mm.
Putting this fee on these industries obviously will affect rates. Now, I don't know the nitty-gritties of how, these guys they do their thing and how they generate their income, all of that a year. But I do know that yes, it's going to, cut into their own pockets as well. If they probably were generating as much as maybe 100 million for every bet placed maybe in a month or something, by the end of the month you're obviously going to be giving like 5% of that to the company, thus making them less richer or wealthier than they are currently, right? So it will affect their own income, of course. Maybe obviously also increase the probability of you winning when you place a bet, they do their thing, and the chances of you winning would reduce. And you know how addictive it is. You just
Mm-hmm.
find yourself
Mm-hmm.
going there over and again, like you are losing, no worry, we have hope. one day will definitely win, right? And in the long run, obviously, you just make Nigerians keep spending what they don't. Some Nigerians rather, you keep making them spend the much that they don't have, right?
Right.
So it will affect a lot of things, and of course there's the community part. It's something that betting and lottery does. It brings people together. It's an avenue for people to come and maybe sit down and watch football. For cases where you're going to place a bet on a particular football, that's a moment where people bond. That's a moment when people get to meet people. So I feel like all of that interaction also will also be affected, because I mean, if you don't have money to go and bet, or maybe the ones you've done in the last 1 month, nothing come out, you might just feel and give up. So yeah, it definitely will have its own negative sides at the end of the day for other people, for users
Mm,
rather.
yeah, true story. Okay, Daisy, we've run out of time, but I just need to get your thoughts on this one, and also from a personal perspective for you, in terms of usage trends that might, emerge for telecoms and gaming among Nigerians. I mean, now that it's coming into play, how would that affect your own personal, telecoms usage, data, airtime, and all that?
Personally, there's not so much that I can do. The list scenario is ups into your ocean. Start looking into Wi-Fi. Start looking into Wi-Fi, so I can go for unlimitless, data plan, and I don't have to think about purchasing data every now and then, all right? And if there's an individual out there who maybe has a thing for bets, and maybe it's part of you that you love to bet, I don't even know if I should call that illegal at this point, because if the government is looking at pulling out some revenue from their industry, so I think it's no longer illegal, right? Because when people make it feel like betting is not a way to make money, actually, for us on this end. So I think in the long run, for people who actually participate in also the betting aspect and lottery aspect, they might
Mm,
want to focus more on the telecom part, because you need to communicate with people every day, almost every day.
right,
You need to be
right.
online for those that work. So in the long run, the telecom sector might actually maybe increase, maybe used more than the betting and lottery guys, betting and lottery sectors. So I think that's basically my thought around it.
Well, we'll see how that pans out. And I will say again, according to that report that we talked about right here on Business Express, about 60 million Nigerians, in the betting and gaming industry. That number
Yeah.
might even increase, surprisingly so. We'll see how it
Like,
pans out in the next couple of weeks. We'll see how that pans out. Let's do messages as we round up. Tyre says, I think telcos have already increased their rates. Business in Nigeria is pushing us left and right, but only tax concerns the federal government. I won't be surprised gaming companies and the like start making adjustments for tax. I personally renew my quote unquote monthly subscription more than once in a month. Aya, please share the office password. Tyre, don't worry.
please.
Like I'll send a calculus question to you. When you figure it out, that's the password for that's the password for the Wi-Fi. Yes, I'll
Oh,
do
wow.
that because
Okay.
Cisco Delgado says there's no shortcuts in making money because real life is not a computer world. Those people betting games are just trying to see if there's a shortcut in reality.
Mhm.
And he says you simply enrich the telecoms industries. I mean, there's really no other way at this point in time. Gilbert Musa says on the 5% tax on gaming, the question is, will the average Nigerian feel the positive impact of this charge? That always tends to be the question. Will the average Nigerian feel the impact of this tax here, tax there, but are we feeling the impact? These are the questions that we ask each and every single day. Thank you so much, Daisy, for joining me this morning. Always a pleasure having you on Business Express.
Same here. Thank you so much for listening.
All right, to all our music listeners out there, thanks for sending your messages in as well. Keep it tuned to the Smooth Breakfast on Smooth 98.1. More great music coming your way. 7:30, we'll get into the papers on Freshly Pressed. Stay with us.